Missionary Laura here, and today we are going to talk about lower belly pooch and anterior pelvic tilt. We're going to just go through a couple of moves. I just figured, you know what, I don't know. I think I was doing some exercises earlier this week, and I thought this will be a great combo to share with my audience. I was going to say Facebook, but I know you're probably watching this on YouTube, Facebook, or other places. But I really wanted to show you these two moves because when it comes to the lower belly pooch, a lot of times it can be affected by the positioning of our pelvis. And I really want you to consider these two moves because it's going to help with that positioning. Okay? All right. So let's just kind of get into the exercises, explain them, and then let's even try doing a little bit together. I have this ball here because we're going to use that for one. So the first thing is the lower belly. You see my pelvis here. The lower belly, when we have the baby's in there. It doesn't even have to be that you had a baby. You could have just had a lot of weight there. You could just kind of be in the habit of kind of being in this position with the pelvis positioned anteriorly. But when you do that, oftentimes these muscles are very checked out in the front. Those lower core muscles are checked out, allowing for the pelvis to spill forward. Not only that, but you also have the hamstrings are more lengthened as well, okay? So the hamstrings, when they're nice and strong, it brings the pelvis down. It probably would look better if I stood up, but I think I'll go out of frame. But yes, just imagine that my hamstrings, if they are strong, and they will pull down the pelvis. You see how I'm sticking my butt out like this? If the hamstrings are strong, it will bring it back down this way. Also the lower belly. If the lower belly is strong, it'll bring it back in this way. When we get pregnant, a lot of times the baby's taking up so much space, stretching things out, and oftentimes we just kind of have a hard time doing anything but just kind of hanging anteriorly like this, okay? So it's a very common problem when we have the lower belly pooch. So working on exercises that specifically target those lower belly muscles that help to rotate your pelvis back this way, and also exercises that help with the hamstrings. It's often not spoken about. Like, you think when you're doing core exercises, you're focusing on the core, but there are other things that affect the lower belly pooch, and the hamstrings are one, because if they're very stretched out and lengthened, then we have this situation going on. If it's strong, you can pull it back down this way. And just that helping your pelvis get into that position where it's more neutral can help turn your abs back on, okay? All right, so the first exercise, we're just gonna do two. Like the other day, I was pressed for time. I was gonna do a really quick exercise, and I wanted to just pick a couple that would just help me feel like I'm really doing something. And I was sore the next day from doing some of these. All right, the first one I'm gonna show you can grab a ball, pillow, foam roller, whatever it is, just something to put between your knees, okay? This is a really interesting practice. If you want to try this along with me, I think it's really cool because it gives you something to really focus kind of hard. It's not a hard exercise, but you kind of have to focus, and here's why. All right, I want you to get on all fours here. Whenever you're on all fours, whenever you're on your arms, I want you to push up. Okay, that's going to really help to engage some of those back muscles that also help to pull the tummy in nice and tight. So even being here on all fours and pushing up is an exercise. Like if you went down, push up. So if anytime you see me in any exercise and I'm here, push up. Don't have yourself sagging like this, okay? So push up. Now, what I want you to try to do is I want you to rotate your pelvis only using your lower abs, okay? And that sounds easy, but I want you to get down here and do it with me. Now we're gonna rotate, and you find this spot here. I'm gonna try to press up into this spot here. I'm gonna rotate only using my abs. That means if I'm in this position and I feel my glutes clenching, that's not it. A lot of times we want to clench their glutes to do this. I want you to only use your lower abs to rotate your pelvis. Oh my, I feel that, okay? So push up, only use your lower abs to rotate that pelvis. In your mind, I need you to mentally relax those glutes, let them go. Now to help with that, you can use whatever you stuck in between your legs, whether it's a pillow, ball, foam roller, whatever it is. I want you to give it a squeeze when you do that. So let's try it again. Push up, Use your lower abs, relax your glutes, use your lower abs, and just rotate your pelvis as you squeeze. When you squeeze something, a lot of times you'll see my videos where I'm squeezing something in between my knees. It helps to target those adductor muscles, the inner thighs, and when you do that, they're connected to your deep core and pelvic floor. So that's really going to help with really engaging those lower abs and the deep core, that waist trainer muscle, the transverse abdominis, okay? So let's do that again. We're going to inhale, relax, exhale, push up, and then rotate that pelvis, only using your lower abs as you squeeze the ball on fire, okay? All right, now literally do 3 sets of 10 of those, okay? If you want to make this more challenging, let's say that's super easy for you, even though I can feel that, I want you to try doing this as you rotate, only using your lower abs, not your glutes. I want you to grab that ball and lift your knees up just an inch. Oh my goodness. Down. Okay? Exhale, do that again. Talk about core on fire. I dare you to do 3 sets of 10 of those. Get back to me tomorrow because you're going to be sore. Okay. So that's for really targeting the lower abs, trying to work on getting that anterior pelvic tilt back into a more neutral position. Now I mentioned the hamstrings, working on the back chain. So that's working on the front chain of the core muscles. Let's look at the back chain, because often our back muscles are neglected. And even though I'm saying back muscles, I promise you, if you went through my whole 8-week core challenge, you would understand all those things are connected. And when you work on your the back chain and the front chain together of muscles, you're really going to see better results when it comes to getting your core nice and tight, okay? Not only that, but with pelvic floor issues and all of that, you need that balance on both sides, okay? So this exercise, you'll see one, it's a little bit advanced, but I'm going to show you an easier version, but it is really great for all the back chain muscles, from the bottom all the way up, okay? You're going to do the same, specifically the hamstrings, because we're wanting to pull the pelvis back forward into a more neutral position using the hamstrings. And I'll show you how I do that, and then I'm going to show you in a more beginner fashion. So we're going to push up, same thing as from the front, no sagging. You're going to use those muscles to push yourself up, okay? Now your heels, I want you to pretend as though you're digging them in, okay? This is that reverse plank we went over before, but I want to bring this back up again because we're just going to pick a couple exercises one morning. Do 3 sets of 10 of each of these 2, and you will have a good workout, okay? So what I want you to do from this position is dig your heels in so you feel the back of those muscles working on your legs. And then I want you to, as you're digging in, kind of bring your pelvis forward, okay? So let's do that again. We're going to push up, push down with your heels to bring your pelvis more neutral, like this, or using your lower abs and your hamstrings. Shaking y'all, I'm sweating. Okay, so let's say your wrists are like, no, I'm not doing that, not holding up my weight like that. Here's some modifications. You can do this on the chair, same thing. You're sitting down, the chair's kind of high, but you can do this on the couch or something else lower. You push up here with just your elbows, same thing. Dig your heels in, dig your heels in. Don't sink down either. Push up, because that's going to help your tummy too. Dig your heels in and kind of rotate as you're digging, bringing your tailbone up, okay, this way. If that's even hard, put one foot up, okay? Do one side at a time. One foot up, but try not to put all your weight in the standing foot, in the bent foot. Really try to dig in with the heel that's down, like this, okay? If you want to get the core, you want to do something even more advanced, lift it. All right, so you can do 10 on one side, and then 10 on the other, and then 3 sets of that. Woo, I can't even hardly talk. Y'all, I'm sweating, okay? So those are 2 great exercises you can try. Do 3 sets of 10 on each side. Do 3 sets of 10 of the one on all 4s. Literally, if you just picked 2 exercises to do for the next 4 weeks. I'm always saying that. Stick to it for 4 weeks because you will see a difference even just doing 2 exercises, especially when they're total body like that. You will see a difference. That will help with your anterior pelvic tilt. That'll help with your back pain. That'll help with lower belly pooch. That'll help with even your pelvic floor because all of that stuff is connected.